Well, here we go. Now we are live on YouTube from Zoom. So, hi everyone. We have Juan or JV on with us with his not so sore eye anymore. We have Karen with us, who is new, completely new. She has been or known about Charlie and Justin, both amazing speakers, and I'm happy to have her here now. What is it today? I don't even know if we are. What is it? Episode 42. And of course, we have Sarah with us. How can I forget her?
I'm
Sarah from Virtuous Unicorns. And on the live chat, we have Grant and Dave and The Truth Ignored. I like that. The Truth Ignored. And more people will come on. I know Katie is here. I have a few questions from Katie. Katie is always good. We're having questions about everything.
Yes, and I have some answers for Katie too. So when we're ready from the last week's show where we talked about milk and honey.
Okay, that is a good one. Yes, yes. So what do I usually say? I'm here from glorious Florida, expecting rain this afternoon, looking forward to it, because my plants definitely need it. Okay, my kitty just woke up. Gosh. See, her name
all ready for the show too.
Yeah, her name is Bella. She's frantically going over my laptop and all my paperwork right now. See, here's me talking in a different way than when I talk, I guess, like louder or different, I don't know. But then all of a sudden she wakes up and she starts meowing and it's like, me too, me too, me too. So
she gets the vibe.
She's sniffing my herbal tea right now. And but she is there. She's a tiny, tiny cat, half the size of what you expect from a cat. I found her near the pool together with her sister. She's about 15, 16 years old. Her sister already passed away, but she is healthy as she can be. Little long hair, black, white, what is it? Black and red.
Like the black and orange, like the tortie?
Yeah, she's a tortie. Yep. And of course her name is Bella because she is so pretty. With her bright green eyes.
I have my little kitty Pumpkin. She's 18 now, and we've had a little touch and go here and there, but she seems to be stable now, and she's only 4.7 pounds. So she's itty bitty herself.
Yeah, that is. And this one she's not skinny at all. It's just, she's like have the size as in length of another cat. And she has her tail has a what is it? 90 degree is a 90 degrees in the middle.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Yeah, my little Pumpkin, she's not skinny at all either. She's just always been so tiny. Yeah. And so, yep.
Some kitties are, and but she's doing good. And she doesn't like other cats, so she's here with me in my office. Big enough space, she can hide, she can sit in the window and be with me on my lap even. So why don't you start with your milk and honey? That would be a good thing.
Let me pull up. So last week it just so happened to be too on Friday night show for Charlie's show, he started talking about the milk and honey. And I was like, oh, wonderful. I was trying to really find an answer for this, but on the show, I believe it's the timestamp right around 2 hours, 57 minutes in, he talks about that the melatonin is the honey, and melatonin is produced through the pineal gland. And mela actually means sweetness. It means the sweetness of honey. And the serotonin is our milk, the land of milk and honey, the promised land flowing eternally with milk and honey. The pineal gland secretes the melatonin. Melatonin is also known as eternal life. This is how you achieve eternal life. Because when you produce melatonin, like you physically produce it, not you go and buy it from a pill or anything like that, it gives you eternal life. It's an anti-aging secretion. And that's when Jacob was wrestling with Ezekiel for a day. And then the angel of God came to Jacob and they asked, what is your name? He said, Jacob. The angel said, that is too poor a name for you. I shall call you Israel and gift you the promised land flowing with milk and honey. And Jacob said, there, I met God face to face in a place called Peniel, and my life was preserved. So milk and honey is talking about our pineal gland for the melatonin, and serotonin is the milk. Again, Jesus always talks in parables.
Yeah, it's a good thing that you mentioned that, because so many people take it literally. And it gets confusing, sometimes I'm like, it would be so much easier if they just say exactly what it is. And we don't have to figure it out, because then it's like it's only for the few to know and not for everyone. Exactly. But maybe that is what it is supposed to be, the ones who figured it out.
Yeah, for the that's the other part too I was gonna hit on, which I guess I'll just continue with it. So also on Friday night, which I find this to be so, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but it's supposed to happen. Like we're all in tune with each other. And it was like he knew that question was out there and it just came to him, it downloaded, and he just started speaking of it. And it was part of the show. I know that too, but it's just really weird how that all just works together. And I mean, I know I said weird, but I think it's beautiful how it's like when we're all in sync, The other part where he talks about, we get a lot of questions on this too, at least I do, the 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes. Well, the 5 loaves of bread are the 5 chakras that lead up to the throat, your root chakra, sacral, solar, heart, and throat. These are known as the 5 loaves of bread. The 2 fishes are your 2 higher senses or your 2 higher chakras. The third eye, which is your intuition, what is into it? It's the truth. And the 7th is the crown chakra. The 7th sense, which is telepathy. That doesn't mean you can read minds. It means that you are in perfect alignment with all that is. Without speaking or uttering any words, you just know. When you're in meditation with God, there are no words asked. You just know. When God downloads to you, there are no words or letters. It just comes to you. That is what magnetism is. When you tap into God, you just know it, and you know the wholeness of it. Learn meditation and learn stillness and silence. And that's where we get all of our downloads. And I believe that's what really makes us one, to tap into all that information. And that's where you were just talking about reading like the Bible and we don't understand it. So if we do learn the stillness and silence, and we do learn the meditation, then that makes it to where we can read the Bible, because then God is downloading it into us. And we're actually making those dead words on those pages come to life.
Beautiful. Yeah, I had heard that already from Charlie, and it was it's like, oh my gosh, it's so simple actually. Yep. And then I see I am still explaining to people it is not about the bread and it's not about the fish. And they keep coming back like, yeah, but fish is mentioned in the Bible and we're supposed to eat that. And I go, okay.
Yep. So I hope that I'm going to post that link into the chat, and I'll put the timestamps there for each of those. And if anybody wants to go back or reference them, and I'm also working on a Facebook post, which I'm going to put all the information in there too with a link. That way, if anybody's trying to figure out how to explain that to people, then that will be a good reference. And then, of course, you can always show that video of Charlie speaking, because he explains it best.
I was just going to ask you about that, so thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, we have JF here, or Juan, and we want to know more about his healing eye. And I don't know if he still has that that mask. Oh. Yes, he does. Oh my gosh, Juan.
Yes.
Oh. Can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
Yeah, look at my eye.
We can't really understand you very well, but we can see you. Your mask is cool though. Oh my gosh, you look amazing.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, the eye it's miraculous, the healing that I've gone through. Yeah, just listening to you, talking about what Charlie was talking about with when our bodies are clean and working properly, and the endocrine system is doing its job. It's phenomenal when everything could just go and rush to the rescue of healing the body. I've never gone through such rapid healing. I'm just so amazed at what's going on. I'm also like feeling more connected to God. I'm resonating at a much higher frequency, and I can tell. I'm attracting more things, and there's always good in negative, and there's negative and good things, but this was a very fortunate happening. I look at it like how close it was to taking my eye out. Fractions of an inch would have hit the cornea and did some major damage. But thank you, Toni, for sending me the Dr. Morse botanicals. They taste good.
Mhm.
And
Juan, real quick, there's background noise going on. I don't know if that's Toni or Karen, but there's a lot of background noise and it's hard to hear.
yeah, I don't know.
Sounds like a printer.
It's not me.
Perfect.
Okay, hold on. Because I need to mute something. It's not on my end, and I probably muted. Did I mute you, Sarah?
It sounded like somebody doing the dishes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's gone now, whatever it is. So I think we
Yeah.
can continue on.
Karen is at work, and she is hard at work, and but she's muted now, so it's all okay.
Okay, perfect.
Oh. Well,
And
anyway, I was thanking you, Toni. Toni, thank you for getting that out to me. Those eye drops, I haven't been able to do an eye bath because the shot glass is more like it's not sealed, so I'm just like shooting it into my eye, but it's still getting in there. I need to get something that seals around the eye, correct? And then I can do an eye bath, I guess.
Yeah, but you can also put some drops in it, or you put a little tiny bit, few drops of water and a few drops of the eye drops, put it in a glass, and then you use the dropper to pull it up. So then you have it diluted with water. As long as it, of course, it is what is it? Distilled water. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have
And my gosh, thank you for your more than generous donation. That was very much appreciated. So yeah, and
You're welcome.
you showed me showed people a picture of how your eye was before, and
Okay.
you healed. How long did it take you? When did you have that accident? 2 weeks ago now?
Well, yeah, it happened on the 17th. So
Yeah.
it hasn't been 2 weeks.
It hasn't even when you came on last week, it was already so much better, and now you can't even see anything happen. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And we already knew that people who are on all fruit, they heal about twice as fast. And one of my clients had an accident, and she broke what is it, the tibia plateau, the top of the tibia. And first thing, what are you doing? Well, what do you need to do? The first thing that came out of my mouth was like fast or go on all fruit. It makes such a difference if your body can use all its energy to heal instead of needing all the energies to digest whatever junk is coming into your body. So this is really an important thing for everybody to know. When you have any trauma to the body, any accident like you had, and it was pretty severe. When I saw you in that, I think that was still in the hospital.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, that looks pretty bad. And then you come online a few days after, and it's like, did anything happen? Barely. It was like amazing. So yeah, you look great. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And you know, there's also the love and support and the thoughts and prayers that were coming through. I really appreciate this family. And, you know, I really feel that if I'm blessed, then we're all blessed. We all should be blessed, you know. And did you see that thing I sent you about the monkeys?
Yeah, yeah, that was yeah, because we don't even think about things like that. But it was like what you sent me was, if a monkey hoarded more bananas than it could eat, while most of the other monkeys starved, scientists would study that monkey to figure out what the heck was wrong with it. When humans do it, we put them on the cover of Forbes.
Mhm. That's so
Yeah.
true. You know, I saw something like that too. There was a tribe of I don't know what tribe it was, but they were children in Africa. And there was a thing, it said, if you can, whoever makes it here first gets all this, whatever kind of fruit it was, all to themselves.
I've
So
seen
instead of the child running, they all grabbed hands and ran together to make sure they all made it there at the same time. And then they all sat there enjoying it together. And when asked, they said, how can I be happy when the rest are not?
and that is what it is, and we keep forgetting that.
Yep. Where we go
Yeah.
one, we go all. I mean, that's
Yeah,
really what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is about sharing. And it doesn't matter if it's your knowledge, if it's your food, if it's money. You know, if I have more money than what I need, then I share it. You know, and I think when more people, it should be like, well, it is like a ripple, you know, on the water. It just keeps spreading. And the more we do it, the bigger it will get.
Yep.
I absolutely believe in that.
It really does.
I want to ask Karen. I don't know if you can talk right now, but I would like to give you an opportunity to ask something or to talk about something. So, Karen, welcome here, and let me know if you have any questions or want to share something.
Not at this point. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, you just chime in or let me know when you do have when you do want to ask about something. So thank you.
Oh, I certainly will. Thank you, Toni.
And I see Annette just came in. Now, okay, Annette is still working on connecting to audio, so we'll give her a few more minutes.
You know, Toni, I'm skipping, you know, like eating early in the morning. I just been kind of eating in the afternoon, you know, and obviously I'm eating now much better raw. I am eating some raw seeds and nuts like sunflower seeds and almonds and pecans and stuff like that. But is it, what do you think about doing that? That's like intermittent fasting where you're eating until like the after 11, you know. I think Sarah, you were saying that your husband eats like just once a day.
No, we eat like 2, 3 times, or you just snack. If I have like, I can even, there are no meals really for me. It's like I have something next to me, and when I feel like I want something, I eat it. I don't have like sit down meals really, not anymore. But what you mentioned is that you eat late and then you start with nuts and seeds. Did I hear that correctly?
Well, no, I'm eating you know, mostly fruit. I kind of mentioned the nuts and seeds because I hear that like frugivore is you know, primarily fruit, some vegetables, and some like nuts and seeds.
Yeah, as long as you start your day, you break your fast with fruit. Always, not with nuts or seeds, and
Okay.
do not combine in one sitting fruit and nuts.
Oh,
You don't combine that.
you don't? Oh, because I like eating raisins, banana, and walnuts together, or pecans. So separate that. Don't eat the fruit.
Yeah, because you don't want to combine the fats and the proteins and
Okay.
the nuts and seeds with the fruit. And yes, I do know you could buy these packages with nuts and raisins and
Yeah.
currants and yeah, and it tastes good. I mean, I like the combination of nuts and raisins, for instance, but I haven't eaten nuts now in, my God, it's probably close to 4 years. And that is because my body is not doing well on it because I'm still too acidic. And I answered a question this morning for a client who was doing great on the fruit, but the arthritis was not healing. And other things were healing, but not the arthritis. So by asking further, it was like, okay, salad, what is on your salad dressing? And on the salad dressing was like tahini. And it's like, well, there you go. Tahini is the highest seed in protein, and it is very fat. I mean, if you have your sesame seed, and you put it in a food processor and turn it into tahini, my God, you see almost the oil coming up. So it's very, very high fat. So that is a good reason to not combine it. And when you still in your healing process, yeah, we could say yeah, detoxing, but it is a healing process, although the body is healing 24/7. I mean, that is the function of the body. It wants to be, for us, as healthy as it can be. So it's always in a healing process. So the more fat that we are adding, the less healing there is. But yeah, if as a maintenance diet, transition diet, maintenance diet, after your detox, after your healing process, you can add a few nuts. And we are so used to have a bag of cashews or walnuts and eat the whole bag, and that is not what we should do. It is about eating 2 or 3 walnuts. And and when does that ever happen? Not really. Not really. I see Annette is coming on. I want to hear from Annette. How are you doing?
All right, I'm in my bed with my leg up.
Here is Annette with her broken tibia. My gosh, girl. And that was something that happened at home, isn't it?
Yeah, I was doing some climbing, trying to organize some cabinets, and I shouldn't have been climbing. So tried to come back down and missed the little step ladder, got tangled up in it. And yeah, it's the result of it.
Yeah, most accidents happen at home.
Yeah. So yeah, I think my first reaction was shock and, oh, what did I do? And then it was like, oh, just kind of lay down right where you are and close your eyes and take some deep breaths and do a little meditating and calm yourself down. And yeah, figured out a way. I hobbled and I tried. It was a challenge to get back up off the floor. So yeah.
So you're now on bed rest for a while.
Yeah, about 4 to 6 weeks. No driving. And it's kind of a stressful time for me. My grandson was in a pretty bad accident out in Colorado, and my daughter is not here anymore, so I'm alone. And I've got some good neighbors though. So
yeah, at least you got some help. It happened to me earlier this year that I fell on my knees and didn't think much about it. I just couldn't get up, so I had to get help to get up. And when I was up, I was like, okay, I can do this. But in the first weeks were okay. And then slowly my knees were getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, I didn't mess something up there.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, good that you're up and moving around again. It's challenging when it happens and you have to try and adjust how you do things. So I'm rolling around in a like a transport wheelchair that my neighbor borrowed to me, and they want to do like a recheck with a CT scan this time. just to see how it looks like, 24 to 48 hours after it happened, and, see if I need any surgery or not. But, in researching the CT scans, they are a little more, you were right, they're a little more damaging to the body as a whole. And I just don't think I want to go through with that. I think I'd rather just get the bed rest and keep it elevated and keep on with my herbs and my protocol, the fruit.
Yeah, that's the most healing.
Mhm.
The problem with the CT scan is that often dye is used, and that is what is so damaging to your body. And
So they do use a dye for that, huh?
well, that depends. Maybe not always, but Dave used it on me, and I had and it was very toxic to my brain.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
it took me a long time to get back from that.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go. I'm not going through with it.
And before they had CT scans, they always could do it with X-ray. So
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, if you can see it on the X-ray, why do you need a CT scan?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's well, I wish you all the best. And like we talked this morning about getting you on the bone and connective tissue,
Yep. Yeah,
and that
I
is
want to get on
definitely
that.
helping. Yeah,
Mhm.
I will. I hope I have enough at home, and I will get it out to you tomorrow.
Okay.
So it shouldn't take too long to get there.
I know my last order is just arriving sometime today, so it
Okay,
takes a
good.
little time, but I'm on top of it. I have enough.
Okay, good. Well, I hope you have some help there.
Yeah,
You don't
I
need
do.
to move around too much. Yeah.
Yeah, just,
So how are you doing on the fruit? How do you
I'm
feel
doing
otherwise?
good. I'm doing good. And I mean, my limited mobility here is, I have a huge bowl of fruit on my dresser. Just as long as I'm close enough to the bathroom and I don't have to move around too much. I had my sister here last night. She set me all up and I'm good to go.
Very
So,
good. Very
yeah.
good. Well, we will stay in touch anyway.
Yeah.
Things how it's doing. Oh gosh, girl.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, just rest and take care of yourself and let your body do what it needs to do. It's not
Yeah.
always about what we put in, but what we take away that allows our body to heal.
Yeah. It's the body is amazing. And I just, when they said CT scan, I'm like, I don't know about that. So I didn't know much about it, but I mean, I've had CT scans before and I don't remember getting any kind of dye. But yeah, just researching it did say it's more intense, more accurate. And
Yeah,
I think
Dr.
when they
Morse,
say more accurate, that just tells me that it's more invasive.
yeah, Dr. Morse used to have a formula that was called No Glow. So
Yeah.
that mentioned that at every, and I'm pretty sure I still have the formula somewhere when he was had a sale on it. I ordered a few. I will see if I have one, and I will include that one too. And those particular herbs are being used for when you had a CT scan or an X-ray.
Okay.
That is
All right, good.
that is the No Glow idea, but he doesn't have it anymore.
Oh, wow.
I think it's mostly combined now with the chem metal detox that he is using.
Okay. Yeah, I have that. I've been taking that. I had an MRI last year when I broke a couple of ribs and I didn't get on it right away, but I've been on it pretty consistently for quite a few months now. So
yeah, with the formula, you can use it for a few months and then stop for a while.
okay.
Don't keep using it for years at a time, because I heard some people doing that and it's not beneficial.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like what we are used to with pharmaceuticals and even with supplements. It's like, oh yeah, you use them for the rest of your life. That's not helping. The herbs are supposed to help you heal, and then you stop with it. You don't keep using it. So I always like 3-4 months at a max. and then, stop for a few months, see how you're doing. Maybe you don't need it anymore. Fill out another health questionnaire, even if it's only for yourself.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
that you can see what is the progress, what has changed. Do I still have this? When you, for instance, fill out that you didn't sleep well, or that you have headaches or mood swings, and then, after 3-4 months, do another self-assessment. It's like, okay, how am I doing now? That is why I say, write things down. Write as much down as you can. This is for everybody. It's like, so you have a connection with how things are going in your body, in your life. And if there is improvement, of course. If there's no improvement, and I hear that from people too, yeah, I've been doing this now for 3 months and nothing has improved. But then when we dig in deeper, we find out, yeah, things have improved, but maybe not the ones that you want to see that improve, because that's not how the body works. I mean, I, for instance, would love if I can walk better and my knees are completely fine. Well, they're not, but in the meantime, other things got better. So, you have to keep an eye on that too. That is why those self-assessment forms that, and I have them in the show notes. I wish, fill out a bunch, fill it, or print out a bunch and fill them out and do a self-assessment every few months and see how you're doing and see how things are going. So that you won't say like, oh, this is not working for me.
Yeah.
No, that fruit thing is not working for me. It is working, but sometimes it's the little things, that keeps you from healing. And I know for me, it was that, that one avocado once in a while, or that one, the coconut meat. I can make delicious sauces with coconut meat. Really, really good sauces, but are they would be healthy for a healthier person with less inflammation, but for me it's too much fat, so it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So those are the little things that we have to keep an eye on, and then we're doing good. And for people, it's like, yeah, this is an interesting discussion. I actually I didn't really have a discussion. I was just commenting on a post that Lauren Whiteman made, and she is a very knowledgeable woman. And she was talking about, it was actually about a baby not getting enough sun. So does it need extra vitamin D? And it was like, no, we don't need that vitamin D. It's a synthetic thing. It's not healing. It's not even helping. And it's actually more damaging. So I have believed this for a long, long time. It doesn't matter that you live in a colder area. The sun is always out there. Even if there is a cloudy sky, that sun is out there. You may not feel it, but it is there. Unless it is raining, then you may not get that much benefit from it. But I do feel that sun is always out. But we tend to stay in our houses too much, and I'm guilty, with that. I say, oh, I have no problem living in Florida with the heat. No, I don't have any problem because I stay inside. So, and then I don't get enough sun. So I have to make it, an effort that I get at least, 15, 20 minutes of full sun on me. And then I get the benefits. And it is always the vitamin 3 where people keep coming up. Yeah, but there is no sun. Yeah, the sun is always there. The sun doesn't disappear because you don't see it. So I really need people to be aware of that. And now you're not going to get that much sun being inside in your bed.
I'll make it happen. I can have my neighbor come and grab me a outdoor chair, and I'll sit on my front porch. That'll be good.
Yeah.
Maybe
keep
see
getting
if
that sun.
maybe see if someone.
No, go ahead.
I would say maybe see if someone in your community has like a walker or something you can borrow.
Yeah, I have a walker. It's just I cannot put pressure on my knee at all, and to try and scoot on my other foot is not happening. So
they have those ones that have like the seat in them, and so you just sit in it and then like roll backwards is what we kind of used them for.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can always have her just come in the house and grab my wheelchair, and I can wheel around that way too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wheelchair works. Yeah. Whatever works, just get the sun, because to me it's like the sun is life. I
Yeah.
mean, if I would have plants in a dark area, they don't thrive. If they are out in the sun, even if it's only a little, they thrive. And who are we to think that we don't need it? We do. And no, there is no supplement that can be taken instead of the sun. You cannot put
Right.
it, you cannot put it in a pill.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I also hear all the
Okay.
time too, you need red meat. You need red meat to grow those
Oh.
bones back together. No, you don't. Your body will grow
Toni,
the
can I
bones
ask a
together.
question?
Yeah, go ahead.
You were speaking to the supplement thing, and I actually just sent Justin an email about that. So taking the supplements are not good either, correct?
No, they are not. The thing is that 9 out of 10, it is isolated chemistry. And even if and it's synthetic, created in a lab, and the body, it's a foreign substance to the body, and it doesn't even recognize it. And I know a lot of people have been taking melatonin to be able to sleep better. But the first thing then is what's going to happen if you keep taking it, your body quits making it, and that's for everything. It is not natural. It doesn't grow, on a tree or a bush. And we think that we need it. And believe me, I think I probably said this on every show that we did, or every podcast that we did. I was the queen of supplements. I had so many. I was taking 3 times a day, probably 15 pills at a time. It's a good thing that I can even swallow them that well anymore. And it's when I learned that it was one big scam, actually, and it's not helping us at all. It's actually damaging to the body. I stopped it, and I was the one who thought, if I'm not taking this, I'm gonna die. I need that, because I was so brainwashed. And here I am, I'm 70 now, forever 38. I have to say this, I'm sorry. But when I was a teenager, I was into herbs, and I wanted to know everything about healing and herbs, and yet I did believe in supplements. I have taken them my whole life. I've been taking because I didn't drink milk since I was 12, but I was told I need to take calcium pills, so I did. What happened then, like 10 years ago, I twist my leg in the largest bone in my leg, in the body, it just breaks. It just breaks in its splinters. And that is because of all the darn supplements that I had been taking. It's crazy. So
Can you speak to?
yeah, it's not the K2, the D3, the B12s, the whole alphabet, and the vitamin C. It's like whatever the body needs, it can make it out of what you put in, what the right fuel, like your fruit that you put in your body. So it's really, really simple.
What about, can you speak to the I guess the so-called truthers and doctors out there, especially during COVID, pushing all this vitamin D, C, zinc, quercetin, all this? I mean, why were they doing that?
I don't know, because they don't know any better, because they don't want to know any better, because it is still not what we need. And every time people say, and I have to be careful what I say, because this is on YouTube. When we talk about that one C of the last few years, it is like detox symptoms. You get a cold, and maybe it was different. Maybe there was something in the air. It is not what we have been told it is. And this.
Do you think it's?
Go ahead.
Do you think it's more? Do you think it's more of like, if you think that's going to help you, more of mind over matter? Like,
I don't
if you
know.
think that's going to
I
help
do
you, then it's
feel.
helping.
I do
Yeah.
feel that with any discomfort that you have, because diseases, there's only one disease. I mean, they can give it 1,000 different names for every symptom that you have. There's one disease, and that is inflammation. People are not healthy, and they are acidic, and they have symptoms. They have cold and flu symptoms, and they have weaknesses in their body. And yes, some people that were apparently healthy, they died. I don't even want to go into the other part that is related to this, because then this video won't stay up at all. But
Right.
with every symptom that we have, we just have to look at what are we eating and how healthy is our body. And that is the same with cancer. If you get cancer in your bladder, you already had a weak bladder. I've seen that now with a family member, and she had a weak bladder since she was a teenager. And for others, they will get that in the weak areas of the body. With supplements, I know the zinc is very popular, and I don't use it, and I will not use it. The vitamin C is in your orange, and if you can't get any oranges, then you get kiwis. If you can't get kiwis, my God, all the fruit are high in vitamin C, and there is a reason for that. Because it is something that we absolutely need. But that is why all the fruit is so high in it. But we are not going to look at, okay, I need this fruit because it's high in magnesium, or it's high in calcium, or it's like sometimes when you're very low on iron, or low on, there is or calcium, there is like nettle. You can use that as a tea. But we don't want to do the treatments. I mean, we first have to get to the point that we transition to the diet that we are supposed to eat. And that means that eliminate all the bad stuff. That is where health starts. It's not as much as pushing more fruit in the body while you're still eating all kinds of other stuff. It is eliminating the bad stuff. Yeah, and now it's like fruit will help you.
Yeah, it's like them trying to tell you need meat for protein, right? It's kind of the same concept.
But now they don't say you need to eat meat. Now they say you need to eat protein, because then it doesn't sound as meat anymore. Have you realized that big difference the last few years? That they were first always talking about how you needed meat, and now they talk about protein. And it's even in the cooking shows you see that. I'm a little weird at times. When I'm fasting, I watch cooking shows. Don't ask me why I do that. It's crazy, but I do. And it's a cooking shows that even at food I would never even eat. But I was a creative cook, and I'm kind of curious at what they come up with. I like the creativity of it, but they no longer talk about meat or fish. They talk about proteins.
Okay.
And we cannot even use the proteins. I mean, it has to convert into amino acids, and then the body can use it. Well, fruit has the amino acids, and they're in the groups, in the defense of Dr. Morse. It's the largest group, Dr. Morse group, but there are others too. There are some really good conversations, because people ask questions and a lot of people chime in, but it's always about, yes, but we need the protein. And then we have the discussion as, no, the proteins are actually toxic. Yeah, but we do need that. And it's like, as soon as you can bite into that cow and you can tear it apart, then we'll talk again. But you're not going to do that. And you're not going to do that in a small defensive lamb either, because you won't, it's just not done. We don't do that. But once it's all ready for us, it's like, oh yeah, now we eat it, and because now it doesn't look like an animal anymore. But our whole digestive system, it's not made for meat. It doesn't matter what kind of crazy justification people come up with. We do not have the digestive system to digest meat. It just rots away. And that is why we have this smelly poop. If you eat all fruit, there is no odor whatsoever. And that to me makes it so clear as what we are supposed to eat, you know. And we don't need any like I did not find this out until I was into the all-round very high fruit. This is 3.5 years ago, when I found out, oh my gosh, I don't even need any toilet paper anymore. This is amazing. And that is how it should be. So
Okay.
that is, and those are all these little signs that you know, it's like that you realize what the right food is for you, for everybody, for all us, you know, humans. And I have this this ebook, and I found a beautiful, very extensive chart about carnivores, omnivores, herbivores, frugivores, humans, and what we relate to, you know, and we relate to the frugivores. So that is what we have, everything in common with a frugivore and nothing with a carnivore, absolutely nothing. But you know, sometimes it really doesn't matter how many times you show that to people, they still come up with, you know, yeah, but you need this, you need that. And you ask why the truthers came out with that. Yeah, the only thing that it is like, how much of a truther are there really? You know, and everybody online feels they can be a truther or an influencer, but really, you know, really, what is the truth? They are not telling the truth. Justin is telling the truth. Charlie and Colleen are telling the truth. We are telling the truth because that is all that we can do. And, you know, I am grateful for Charlie that I learned so much more. But I've always been about what is the truth. I mean, I had a Truthers website that's now, I think it's now almost 14 years ago. But I wasn't as much as in, you know, this kind of what I learned from Dr. Morse. You know, he is about truth, although he still believes in the spinning ball. But okay. Are you still there, Sarah?
Yes, but now I'm printing something.
No.
It's done.
I knew your attention was not where I thought it was.
I was gonna say, you know, I feel like fruit has, you know, changed my resonance frequency. I'm resonating at such a higher frequency. Eating, you know, from the grave, you know, instead of the garden. You know, when we're eating meat and you know, dairy, eggs, and things that just our bodies don't know what to do with. It's toxic to our bodies. It keeps us resonating at a low frequency, and I feel that it's all it's contrived. I mean, this is why we were made to, you know, I guess think we're supposed to be carnivores, even though it absolutely makes no sense, you know, to our physiology. But we've just been so brainwashed and indoctrinated since, you know, before we were even born. We're getting bombarded with all this programming. But I think fruit and eating properly, it just releases all that and allows us to, you know, fly high.
Well, it's definitely a big difference in how you feel, because I always experience feeling low on cooked food. And don't get me wrong, I love cooked food. You know, I can make it so tasty. I'm a good cook, and I wish I wasn't. Because, you know, at times, yeah, I do fall for it. And then it's like, yeah, you feel tired, you feel dehydrated, thirsty, and it is a low frequency. It is dead food. And when you are on all fruit, I mean, I feel amazing things happen. For me, it was like, I was very depressed. When I was younger, I thought being depressed is kind of shameful. It's a weakness. and not realizing what depression actually is and where it comes from. And that on the right food, and it's not, you do it 2 weeks or 2 months, or it takes longer. And you can already feel better after a few weeks, but it is a lifestyle. You keep it going. You found that now, one, and it is not something that you do temporarily, like, oh, see where it goes, and then I go back to the pizza, the pastas, and who knows what else.
Yeah.
And it's. I did a funny thing this morning. I sometimes I order my fruit that can be delivered, so that makes it so much easier, because my husband, when he's gone for 5 days, he's a truck driver. He takes the car, so I have no car here, so I have my stuff delivered. And I typed in vegan just to see what came up, and then you see an amount of junk food. It's unbelievable. So people who think, oh, but I am vegan, so I am on a healthy diet. No, you're still on junk food. The only, and people use healthy diet in so many ways, It is like, yeah, but I eat everything, but just in moderation. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's still the wrong foods. And a healthy food, a healthy diet, it is all raw, high fruit, and when you need to heal, you don't eat the nuts and the high fats and the hummus and well, hummus also, you can make hummus from not necessarily from the garbanzo beans because they're cooked, but you can make them with zucchini, but you still use the tahini. Tahini is great. I love it. I mean, I can eat it spoonfuls out of a jar. I love it that much. But it's definitely, you can feel right away it's not doing you any good. So it's simple. We know what we need to do. We know what we need to eat. And yeah, I do want to come back for a short time on that about the book that I have been sending to a few people. Did I send it to you too, Ron? I forgot.
No, I don't have the book from you.
Okay, I will send it to you as a it's called a flip book, and it only works for the ones who have the flip book. It only works till November the 1, because this was a test for me to see how it is working. And I want to try another one too, because I found another software program where you can actually click on the link and have it in a printed format. So they send it to you. Because if I have to print it, my poor inkjet printer, it's like that's not going to work for too long. So so I'm still testing that out. And I am going to, for the ones who have the ebook, I was like, I sent you the ebook if you give me some feedback. And I sent out 9 books. I got 2 feedback. So come on, guys, give me some more feedback. I do need it. And I do want it, because it helps me to make it even better. So that is important. I am going to change it into a course. So yeah, that is just what I want to say about the book. It is 223 pages right now. And it has an index right on the first page, so you can see everything that is in there. And I would love some feedback, like, what are you missing in here? What would you like to see? What you feel like if you are a person that doesn't know anything about how to do this and why to do it, because once we understand our whys, it is much, and how everything works, it is much better to stay on the journey. And that is what I try to get in that book. So you have all that information. But even if you just scan over the index and it's like, oh, wow, this is not in there or that is not in there, let me know, because that is what makes this book so helpful for so many people to come. And so, yeah, that is it about the book. So guys, people who have it, please, please, please give me some feedback. And yeah, Sarah, if you can add something to it, I'm going to the questions. And I still have a question from, let me not forget that. I do need to answer that first. A question from Katie. And that was, when we clean out our system, does the mucoid plaque come out through our poop? Yes, it does. And you can actually see that. I mean, if you are on a fast or even a water fast or even on all fruit, you can see it coming out. I mean, it is faster when you are on a dry fast, according to Dr. Morse, and to stay on the safe side, I agree with that, no longer than 36 hours, or you do a water fast, it will be faster for you to see it come out. Her other question was, do you have recommendations on how to store fruit so that it lasts longer? I heard someone mention store berries in glass jars with water in the refrigerator to make them last longer. Now, I have seen that video, and it is on YouTube. I don't remember that they actually added water, because I don't know. I think you would have to try out. Put one, if you have a berries, put one in water and the other one without water. But yes, it was in glass jars, and I haven't tried it myself. So yeah, we have to see how that works.
That is me. What I did is I take like a washcloth and I put it in the bottom of half-gallon mason jar, and then load it up with your strawberries and put another cloth on top, or you can use a paper towel as well, and then close it up. My strawberries were good every bit of 2 weeks later.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good to know. I've seen videos where they had it in these what is it? Oh, gosh, like these small glass jars that you use,
like a mason jar, ball canning jar, something like that.
Yeah, the canning jars. Yeah.
Yep. We call them mason jars.
Mason jars. Okay. Yeah.
But they're the ball canning jars.
Yeah, and I found that you can actually get regular, because the other ones rust, you can actually buy regular lids for it, which I just did. And I think I got 25 for like $9.
That's pretty good. They sell wooden lids now as well too.
Wood or what was it? What is it?
Cork, plastic, cork.
No. There was another one. Why did I forget that now? It's not cork. It's God, that stuff grows so fast. You can even buy textiles, and they make all kinds of stuff from it.
Bamboo.
Bamboo. Thank you. Thank
There you
you.
go, JV.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another one is WEC canning jars. They come from WECK. They come from Germany, and they have glass lids, and then they have little metal things that lock down. We've used those for years, and now I use them just to either drink out of or store my fruits in.
Good. Yeah, that works too. I see a question here. Do you use the same herbs for parathyroid as for thyroid? The answer is no. Actually, according to Dr. Morse, there are no tissue-specific herbs for the parathyroid. So we advocate against not eating any animal-derived foods, but I do have to mention, and I am going with Dr. Morse on this, is that sometimes when your parathyroid is really, really weak and it needs some help, you have to choose if you want to, give it years before it actually heals with your with the herbs that you are taking, like for the endocrine system, kidney, adrenals, get your kidneys filtering. It takes a while, but sometimes you just have to give your parathyroid a little boost, and it's done by taking parathyroid glandulars. It's a byproduct. It is from bovine, so it is an animal product. I do have it. I have used it, and I do sell it for people who say, okay, I do want to take that because my parathyroid is so weak, and that is my problem. That is why I have a calcium issue in my body, because my parathyroid is not working. And so yeah, sometimes you have to make a decision in that. Okay, what other questions did I miss so far?
We had a question that came through on Facebook, just from Leah Joy Edwards. She says, I'm on the 11th day of juice feast. Detox symptoms have been so bad this fast. I don't usually suffer headaches, but for the last 2 days, I've had awful head pain and feeling all I can explain as fuzzy. I've also gone totally deaf in 1 ear. The joys of healing. Do any of my fruitful friends have any top tips or advice? I'm keeping going because I know this will pass and I'll feel great. But for now, help, please.
What are you drinking? How much are you drinking? Are you drinking enough water? This is the first mistake that we all make. And I did it and I suffered because of it, but I knew what it was. And a lot of people, and this is too bad that it's happening, a lot of people will say, oh, you get all the water you need in your fruit. It is not the case when you are detoxing. The toxins in your body, and that is your headache, they need to come out. You need to drink more water. Drink more distilled water and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I have it, when I'm detoxing and I feel my kidneys and it's like, oh darn, I forgot to drink water. I had all my, even if I just had a whole liter of grape juice or lemon, lemon water, or even lemon water does the trick too. But even what is it called? Water lemon. I still need the water. As long as you're detoxing and you have the toxins now, you have a headache, drink water. Drink 1 16-ounce glass of water and see how it's going, or drink it in 8 ounces every 15 to half an hour, 15 minutes to half an hour, and see how it's going. And that is another thing. What happens if you don't drink enough? You get constipation. So I had both headache and constipation and painful kidneys.
Yep.
And it is constipation. The first thing that I always think of, how much water do you drink?
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many, this is a funny thing, like 5 years ago, I had not even heard about people only eating fruit. Well, 5 to 7 years ago now. And now it's every fruitarian is like, we only need the water from the fruit. Yeah, if you got rid of all the toxins in your body, I can deal with that. But if somebody who isn't all fruit tells me they have headaches and they feel bad and they have digestive system problems, and I even got dehydrated on all the fruit. It's just, you still need the water. You still have inflammation and you still need the water. So try it out. If that doesn't work, send me a private message and we go over things.
I was going to say that too. Just make sure to always try to connect with somebody when you have questions like this. A lot of times the people in your on your post or whatever aren't going to have the most accurate information on some of these. Here they were recommending coffee enemas, activated charcoal, green juicing, psyllium husk, another enema, just that kind of stuff. So always best to work with somebody who specializes in this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and sometimes it's in the little things, and even if you feel that your detoxing is going too fast, slow it down. Eat that avocado one day, not every day. Eat that one time and go back to it the next day, or eat that one time and a steamed sweet potato. Not with any oils on it, of course, just as it is. It will slow down the detox. It just stops it. But so that would be a good thing to do. See what you can handle. And that is, I come back to that again. Write down what you're eating and how you feel. How much did you drink? How much did you pee? How much did you have a bowel movement? I mean, you need 2 to 3 bowel movements a day. But if you're detoxing, it happens to me when I'm on fasting or fruit juices or water, it's only once a day. And then I've had it a few weeks ago and I went the whole day without it. And I was like, this is interesting. And then it like the next day it comes out Well, 4 or 5 times. Don't worry about that. You know, your body is again adjusting to the changes.
Mm-hmm.
And it also makes a difference in how you transition into your diet. You know, if you go from eating anything and everything, and the next day you are, okay, I'm doing a fast. Well, you are going to feel miserable. I can tell you that. And I'm not saying that just, you know, to put it in your mind that that is what is going to happen, but I want you to be aware is go slow. You know, if you go from eating everything, and then it's like, you know, first you eliminate the meat and the dairy and the eggs, and then the next process is eliminate the cooked food and the fermented food and, you know, stuff like that. And you go to the all raw, and then you go to the all fruit, and then you may want to introduce a 1 day water fast, and you may want to have a longer dry fast. You know, instead of eating, drinking the last thing at 9 o'clock, you make it like 6 o'clock, and the first thing that you drink again could be like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. And I know because I had that too at night. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm thirsty. Forget about it. You don't need to drink. You will fall asleep again. It's not that bad. So did we get to all the questions?
Ones that I saw, I believe so.
I think Katie asked us how we two connected, and you I don't even remember.
It was through Charlie and Colleen.
Yeah, that must be it. But
Yeah.
I don't even remember how we got to do these shows. I mean, it's been 42 weeks now.
Yeah. Well, you and Justin used to do the shows, and then those dropped off. And that I think I reached out to you asking, you know, would this be something you'd want to pick up again? So.
Yeah, and it's I mean it's been amazing how we connected.
Yeah.
So it connect as in a soul connect. It just works, and I love you. I mean, it's been amazing, and we love doing these shows.
Yeah.
So
much love to you too, and I love you too. And Grant has said he still remembers the first time I chimed in.
Okay.
Grant's been with us this whole entire ride. Actually, I think everybody's almost been with us this whole entire ride.
Yeah, that is really nice. And
I know JV and Katie's been here from, oh my gosh, almost the beginning. And
yeah.
We love you all so much. And these are so exciting. And yeah.
Oh gosh, JV saying I used to love butter. Yes, bread, warm bread, and real butter, and aged cheese, aged Dutch cheese. My gosh, I haven't had butter in what is it? Probably 10 years now. But anyway, we are at the end of we're over the hour again, as usual. And I want to thank everybody for being here. For people who want to look into the book, it is until Monday or Sunday. It is still on Toni Weel, ToniWeel.com/ebook. That is how you can have access to it. Please do not share it with anybody. That is not what this book is about. It is for, you know, it was actually meant to be for my clients. Another thing I do want to show, I have worked the last 2-3 years for donations. And but it came to a point that I do have to set up, I had to set up something for like a payment for my services. Doesn't mean that I'm not helping people who cannot afford to pay for those services. But those are, if you want to see them, those are on ToniWeel.com, ToniWeel.com, and then you can see all the services. And yeah, of course, donations are still always welcome. They are in the show notes. And so it's an interesting journey for all of us. It's an interesting journey for you too, Sarah. I mean, you came You
Mhm.
learned a lot.
Yep. But that's the
Even
way
with
it's
your busy
supposed to
life.
be. Huh?
I said, even with your very busy life.
I know it never stops.
Yeah.
I'm always in service of some sort or another, but that's the way I believe we're supposed to be. So, yep.
Oh, I see that you put that heal.me link in there. I thought it was, yeah, it goes there.
Well, when I typed in ToniWeel.com,
Yeah,
and then
that's
I
where
just
it
was
goes.
copying it from it, that's all that
Yeah.
pasted in here. So,
But if you need to remember an easy domain and you remember my name and that it is Weel without the H, then you always get there. And that is the same where we have the videos, for people who are here already know, but it is just ToniWeel.com/videos and you get there. And I think with the donations, it's ToniWeel.com/donate. So it is just to make it easy to remember. So okay, well, I love everyone who comes online. I mean, it is always amazing to me. I love the questions. I love to be able to have the answers, and I don't always. Sometimes we have to dig in a little deeper. And so I would say thank you until the next time.
yes,
Thank
thank you all so
you.
much. Thank you, Juan. Thank you, Annette. Thank you,
All
Karen.
right.
Thank
Love
you, everyone in the
everybody.
chat.
Have a good week.
Au revoir.
Bye-bye.
Goeiedag.